ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. We welcome you again, esteemed viewers and listeners, to a new edition of our weekly program, Muslim State Affairs. So we also welcome our Al-Ustadh. We say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
After having had what I can call a ethos, that is a kind of interlude, because we ought to have completed this edition of the program. So due to some circumstances beyond our control, we couldn't continue. And alhamdulillah, today we are the ones who Allah has destined again to be here today. We say alhamdulillah on that. And due to our Ustadh, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The topic continues: modesty and nudity. Any effect on religious spirituality? And I think when we on up the other time, Ustadh we were discussing about, we've centered very much on female aspects of nudity and modesty, and you had done a very good justice to the topic. Jazakumullah khair for that. So today there is this brewing disposition of our brothers, let me put it that way. So be they Muslims or Christians, so they are in the habit of trying to practice gigoloism. So as in, instead of for them to venture into a lucrative business, they will go to the gym, build up their muscles, look physically fit, and the next thing before you know it is that they will be serving more sugar mummies. So Ustadh, was this also, what is the effect?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ba'd. First of all, as usual, I feel honored to be here again. And I commend you and your efforts, as well as the organizers of the program. Your Almighty Allah continue showering blessings upon every one of you. Yes, of course. It's a kind of, precarious, fact, unfortunate development today in our society, that we have some grown-up youths who don't want to work, so they are gold diggers.
Looking for good minds.
Of course. So, and devil, the devil Shaitan, is always there. He has vowed, even before Almighty Allah, at the point of Almighty Allah cursing him. He said, لَأُغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ, I will leave all of them astray. But with an exception anyway, إِلَّا عِبَادَكَ مِنْهُمُ الْمُخْلَصِينَ, except your only sincere servant that you decide to save. So, even so this is, in fact, in a hadith, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it's a sign of end time that we have this situation. Quite unfortunate. And Allah has actually sworn that, so you mentioned that when the end time, is close, you see some men, so they put on, in fact, transparent, clothes. They look attractive. They build up themselves so much that they be attractive to what? To women. And I said, Abi, Yaqtaru, is it? They think they deceive me? Am alayya yaqtaru? Or are they being imputed to me? No. He said, لَأَبَعَثَنَّا عَلَيْهِمْ فِتْنَةً تَجْعَلُ الْحَلِيمَ مِنْهُمْ حَيْرًا. He said, I swear, I will descend upon them great tribulation that will make the most scared among them confused. It's like Allah, of course, is all-knowing. So the knowledge of everything is with him. So that's it. So he had said it long ago through his prophet that this will happen, and has put down this curse on anyone who engages in that. In fact, when the prophet saw him and said that man was a little bit, half naked. That was the man, Last time we were, essentially discussing about the female force. He said, "Khudh thawbak, oh man, put on your clothes. Put on your clothes. Wala tamshu urata." Do not just walk the streets naked or half naked. That was to a man, not to a woman this time. So that is, it begins when you see some men married or even not married. So you say, of course, I am in my neighborhood, in my household, I can do whatever I put on whatever I like. It will be in boxers, nobody a towel, and they will be there.
You're walking in the neighborhood.
So,
half naked.
Half naked. Why you have other people's wife, your neighbor's wife, looking at you, lustfully. But you wouldn't care. That's what is an attention seeker.
Exactly. That would have been his initial attention.
The motive. Exactly. So this is quite unfortunate. That's what we now, of course, will drag us into what? The topic regarding the aspect of what? Of the men.
Okay.
What should their own, clothing
look alike?
Okay. So, of course, Islam is not just, the one-sided or lopsided religion. No, it provides for everything.
For both sides.
For both sides. First of all, we have different, what we are talking about here, we are talking about modesty generally, but actually we have many types of modesty.
Okay.
But one aspect that we have been discussing is the aspect of physical modesty.
In respect to the clothing.
And the clothing, that's why you have. It's good that you know the clothing. So, for a man to say, of course, I am what? I am well, dressed, well clothed, that, incur him the pleasure of Almighty Allah, there are some etiquette to that effect.
Okay.
First of all, a man must not wear silky clothes.
Okay.
Silky or anything golden.
Golden.
Anything golden. Whether basically or absolutely golden or gold plated. It's not allowed.
Okay. Is it allowed for women? There is a news item that is making the wave now about a particular Nigerian who was once in a particular position of authority, so who bought a pair of brazier, or call it bra, worth of millions of Nigerian dollars. So I saw a particular one, I think it was capped of with diamonds. So there is what it was actually put up by the federal government for £60,000. So can a woman, can she put such a thing on?
One day, prophets, came to the companions, he had silky material.
Okay.
So here,
okay.
So in his right hand.
Then
gold, his left hand. It says, إن هذين حرام على ذكور أمتي لكن في رواية أحل لنسائهم. Women could use gold, they could use silk. So far, whatever they make out of them is covered. Purposely for the height of the husband.
For his eyes only.
His eyes only. But for men, not at all. It's not permissible at all. Okay. Men. So that's regarding what it's about the
silky and the gold or gold.
The exception here is silver ring.
Okay, silver ring.
Silver ring. Because Prophet himself used to wear, a silver ring. And it's crimson. This was there. Okay. So that was what is silver. It's even good. But that is silver, not gold. Then other attributes, of a man, clothing that will give him a last pleasure is that clothes must not be long. So much long that it goes beyond the ankles. Okay. Whatever you put on Yarabia, or Rida, or the bathrobe, or whatever, it must not go down beyond the ankles.
But Ustadh, I'm sorry to ask this question and start to be connected. I've seen a number of let me call them Afars, that's actually what they call themselves, and they speak Arabic. Even some of them have a madrasa, so they, however, step on their pair of trousers.
This, of course, is unfortunate. But they should know what we want to impact into the students, for which we organize, or for whom we organize what? Establish the madrasa. Why we are going against the student of God. This thing is evil serious. Jahannam, hellfire is attached to drawing your clothes beyond the ankles. Because in the hadith of Prophet Sallallahu it was like, Ma asfal al-ka'bayni min al-izar fi an-nar. Whatever goes beyond the ankle will be held back. Even though when the scholars, go into the conferring the details of this, we have about 3 positions. Okay. One says that it is totally haram that your clothes goes beyond the ankles. Totally haram. That one. Another one says because of this, this like like that. So we have another point. Some culture says it is only makruh if it is not for ostentation, for showing off, for pride,
for ostensible reasons.
If not. And what the evidence is that when the Prophet said this, told them this hadith, Al-Bakr was there. And it was the kind of person that, for us, he was quite, rich, a national was. So he said, Prophet, what about me? I draw my izar, my clothes. Sometimes beyond the ankle, he said, إِنَّكَ لَسْتَ مِمَّنْ يَفْعَلُهُ خُيَلًا. You are not among those who do it out of pride or for ostentation. And that's what brought about the hadith says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ أَن يَرَى كُفْرَ نِعْمَتِهِ عَلَى عَبْدِهِ. That Allah loves to see the impact of His blessing upon His servants. Okay, upon whom He has, bestowed the blessing. He said, you are not among those. That's based on these people who say it is just makruh. Except when you do it for ostentation, pride, arrogance, then it will be haram. And that is the most preferred position.
But because of you are the Sunnah, preaching to us that our pair of clothes should not go beyond the ankle, then I will make it go beyond the ankle.
Out of hatred. Of those who do not what? That kind of preaching.
Exactly.
So it is always from the Al-Ustadh.
When you wore the this social, why can't I then put on something that goes beyond my ankles?
That is. Are you not aware of the hadith? Are you no longer by its cover.
Always.
So that is what you say about those who arrogate scholarship to themselves. Yet you see them practicing what is
the third position of that.
Yes, the third position is that it's totally makruh. We know the position of makruh. That is final makruh. Final makruh ila yu'aqab. Lakin yusabu tariqu. Anybody who engages in anything that's detestable will not be punished. But anyone who abstains from it will be rewarded. So, and that one is, a kind of, a tasahul. Okay, so just trying to take the rules of Islam with levity. But the best position is that the second position. So, that is not for concentration, it's makruh. And we have to avoid it. Because we are talking about hellfire here.
So that is the second.
That is the second condition, feature.
Okay.
So the third one is the fact that even though you are a man, you shouldn't put on anything transparent. Of course, I'm a man, yes. Yeah, I will just put anything that's transparent so we can see my nakedness. It will be seen through.
Okay, you mean something like crazy jeans?
No, it's not allowed because that crazy jeans will show part of this. And the nakedness of dignity of a man, a Sharia, starts from the river here. But what goes beyond what? The knees. So, and that is even the major liberty of a man. That does not mean what? Tie a wrapper. Say, the wrapper is covering
the upper part of the body.
No. Anything that will allow the clothes to stay is part of the obligatory part that must be covered. So, the means here, something must grow here. Must cover this place. Then two. And if you pray in anything that is not up to that, you don't have that sort of accident. Part of the spiritual effect. Negative.
So man cannot just put on wrapper.
You can't just because it covered this and it's covered.
So from the level downwards.
No.
And leave the upper part of the body, the shoulder, the hands and half of the stomach uncovered.
No, that's just the major one.
Okay.
So now showing your 6 parts and 5 waves to what I put in my opinion. So it is not allowed. So now when you have it, if you have it, you flaunt it, not like that. So that is there. That is another one. Another condition is the one that says that, of course, you say I can put anything I like, but the clothes must not just be similar to that of the female folks, women.
Now, I actually waited for you to get to that point.
Okay.
Because I've been praying for Allah to just let you admit to that point. That leads us to the cross-dresser. It's one of the new topic in our society now. We have the likes of Bobrisky, one James and others like that. So those ones. So are they within the folds of Islam or they've gone beyond?
And this is part of the unfortunate development that the civilization or the so-called civilization has plugged us into. So this, even talking about Africa, aside from a religious position, Africa itself,
our cultural practices
is quite rich.
So much so that it's France and theirs.
You don't know. We don't know. So we don't know. We now color, madness, insanity.
In the gap of civilization.
What is not civilization? It's nothing but barbarism. That's neo-Jahiliya. Neo-barbarism. That's it.
Neo-lunacy.
That is it. So, in fact, Almighty Allah caused anyone, any any male who, you know, portrays himself as a female, and vice versa. Any female too who portrays herself as a male.
So
whether by the haircut, the hairstyle, the way of dressing, even the way you talk, and everything.
Also, Ustaz, I'm sorry to question. So we have a particular word in English, we call it comfort. That is for a girl who dresses, behaves and mingles, who feels freer with men than their actual gender or sex. So now there is no tomboy in Islam.
No tomboy in Islam.
So Ustaz, all these conditions, are they not infringing on the so-called supposedly human rights?
Human rights. Yes, of course, you have human rights. But we say where your own rights stops. Somebody else's rights starts. Then, even in Africa here, we have our own human rights.
That is very distinct from that of
no, they can't just impose a culture, a stupid culture on you, and you take it sheepishly, and you a sheep. So, what's the name of, arrogating yourself, the love of making money? Because majority of these people are making money with that.
Exactly. Bob Risky is a very good example.
So, and what Allah is what we wouldn't care. We are not apologetic to anyone.
No. These are not secretaries.
Allah said, from the Prophet Sallallahu said, La Allah, al-mutashabbihina min al-rijali bil-nisa. Allah has put a curse on any man who portrays or puts on because on any way,
in any form,
who behaves like what? Like a woman. وَالْمُتَشَبِّهَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ بِالرِّجَالِ. And those women who portray themselves as men, whether it be obvious style, the way she dresses or anyhow. So that is it.
So Ustaz, I'm sorry to probe you more. The more you unravel these, myths, the more you tell us more about the hadith. So I see many happenings in our society that runs at contradistinction to what Islam is saying, and many of whom are actually, let me say, supposedly Muslims. So a lady, a Muslim lady or woman, let me put it, a Muslim woman cannot just a head like mine.
No. That's not allowed. Okay. For women, their hair is part of their beauty. That's why you will not be cut off. That's why by the Bible, the First Corinthians, take a look in chapter, or 6, 11 to 15. Any woman who will not, cover her head should get it shaved. It means it is against, their beautification to shave their hair.
That's why it's meant as a punishment.
That is it.
Allah.
So if you want to look beautiful,
you don't
so cover your head. That's the beauty. Cover your head.
Don't shave your hair.
Don't shave your head. So I don't know, they have even mother of many. You see them walking the streets with their hair. You think it's part of my right. That is impunity to Almighty Allah
and His injunctions.
That's it. And if you do that, when Allah was talking about Fir'aun did his worst. So he said, do your worst. He did his worst on earth. Allah was just looking at him. You can do as you like. He killed many. Prophet to him. He preached to him. Yet, he didn't listen. Oh, and that's it. I said, فَلَمَّا أَسَفُونَ إِنْتَقَمْنَا مِنْهُمْ. When they got on my nerve, so I took revenge against them. وَأَغْرَقْنَاهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. I will punish them, I drowned all of them. Allah, that is still Allah, that is still there. It has never been changed, it has never been changed. If not for the prayer of the prophets, we deserved, of course, we would deserve, but now what we say about the new woman, nobody is a prophet of doom. We are only warning ourselves against the impending doom. And that is why we are scholars, of we are students, and we are men of knowledge. So, yet we still we carry about the issues of our scholars. So, students of scholarship, especially religious scholarship, that is what we should, venture into. Why will you join them? They say that you can't beat them, you join them. Where did it come? Where did it You can't beat them, join them. What are you doing? Bad father. You want to punish when you have to punish them. You pray against that. So that is why we should not, because people do that. And that's our duty, of course, as Muslims. One great poet said, Ya Shabab al-Alam al-Muhammadi, Ya Qusul Qawna Shabab al-Muhtadi, Faruhum dinakum liyaqtadi, dina aqli wa salamin abadi, dina amli wa salamin abadi. That's Islam for you. He said, Shabab al-Alam al-Muhammadi, O youth of the Muhammadan world, the Muslim youth, who know what they are doing actually. The world is replete of unguided youth. Of course, you are few guided, among the few guided ones. Faruhum dinakum liyaqtadi. Show them the beauty of the religion, then tell them what they are doing is not right. Society might today might be, better off for those committing atrocity. They make money from committing atrocity. They misbehave. And in fact, they blaspheme against Almighty Allah and spirituality. Yet, they are making money from it. Faruhum dinakum liyaqtadi. Show them the beauty of your religion. So as to serve as models for them, and they copy you. They follow you. If they don't follow you, don't join them. You just have to show them how to do it. They don't know how to do it. You show them how to do it. This is how you live your life. Because you don't know anything. Allah it's Allah who created you and He knows you better. In fact, the best. He has given you this law so as to guide you. So that you'll be fortunate at the end of the day. But what was today? Deen actually, what do I mean? It's this Islam talking about you that you show them, let them see it. The beauty is show them by your character, not only by your words, by your saying. That is the religion of intellectualism. Deen actually, what do I mean? Self-esteem, good conduct, inward pleasure, happiness, fulfillment. Why are they an assistant? Head of Almighty Allah. Spiritual head, divine head, whenever you need it. Dina amni wa salamin abadi. Dina amni wa salamin abadi. The journey of security, the journey of peace that we are looking for today in the world. That is love for you.
Thank you very much, Ustadh, for that wonderful presentation and submission. We pray Almighty Allah to preserve your kindness and to make you more fruitful to His deen. So we really appreciate your coming. Oh dear listeners and viewers, we've enjoyed the Ustadh so much so that we wouldn't even like him to stop. But there is a proverb in Yoruba which says, we actually wish to enjoy Ustadh more on the topic, but we are constrained by the time. So let's put to action, let's animate, let's personify what we've learnt and heard from today's edition. We pray Almighty Allah to preserve you and me on goodness. Till we meet again, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.